Hi, this is Rob. I'm the developer of the greeting card designer for the Adobe Photoshop CS5 version 5. And I want to take you on a real quick tour of this new version. If we open up Photoshop, whenever you're going to create a greeting card, you're going to want to have a image open, and it should be the only image that you're working with. After you install the greeting card designer, you'll notice when you open the actions palette, you'll have two sets of actions that are loaded into the actions palette. There's the greeting card designer version 5 actions and a list of actions that are called goodies. These are just little extras that you can play with and change up your images how you like. It does a little bit of black and white, sepia toning, what I call a platinum tone. But just kind of play with those on your own, and I think you'll enjoy them. In the greeting card designer, when we open those up, you'll notice that in the actions palette, at the top are listed actions that begin with the letter L. Those are for images that or cards that you're going to want to create that are landscape. In the middle there are actions that begin with the letter P, and those are going to be for cards that have a portrait orientation. And like the image that we're working with here of the butterfly, we're going to use one of those. In fact, we're going to use the portrait 625 by 9. Now this particular one is for greeting card stock that is sized 6 1/4 inches by 9 inches. That's the full stock size, not the folded size of the card. So we're going to create this portrait image. I simply go down, click to run the action. It opens up a cropping box. I go ahead and crop the image as I'd like, and what we're doing is we're creating the image in the dimensions, aspect ratio, and size and all that's needed for the greeting card. Once we commit that, the action runs, and when you're all done, you'll have a greeting card fully laid out for you. Now, when we take a look at this greeting card, you'll notice that on the very front there's a sentiment. It defaults to thank you. That's left as a text layer in the layers palette. And the reason it's left that way is you can change this up and make it say whatever you'd like. You can even turn it off if you don't want any sentiment at all on the front. There's also a separate layer for the signature. And in the signature block, that's what goes on the back of the card. By default it says created using Greeting Card Designer version 5 for Photoshop. But you can change this to anything you'd like. That is a separate file. It's a signature.psd file, and you can change it to anything you'd like. It can be any text, graphic, or image that you'd like to put on the back of your cards. You'll also notice that there is a layer called Inside Text. New in version 5, I've included a block for inside text. This is a paragraph style text, and what you're going to do is use this to lay out text that will print on the inside of your greeting card. And there's a lot more instructions on that in your user guide and in other video tutorials. The last thing I want to show you is in the actions. If we come down to the bottom of the actions, you'll see that there are actions that we can use for finishing up the card. And I'm going to click on this one called Border Faded Splatter. I'm going to run that action on the card, and I'll move these out of the way. And what that does is it gives you a nice border or something a little different around the card. And there's a whole bunch of those that give you all kinds of different border effects. So that's the greeting card designer in a nutshell, and I certainly hope you enjoy it. Thank you.